You're fired. You were not here. We worked on leave it and take it. Okay.
I had to work on my leave it a little better, and once I did the way you suggested, boom, we're good. Now, if there's no trees and it's something in the yard like a cat, all bets are off, of course.
Of course.
But we're still, when the trees are involved and he's engaged, nothing else exists, he doesn't.
Nice. Okay.
We just have to share it.
All right. So.
More leaving that's been changing. He lives.
All right.
Yeah, he's not. We found some trees he might, seems to be a little bit motivated, but he's not food or tree motivated.
That is really hard. It's kind of like having a child that does not like money.
Right. Yeah.
Would they ever go get a job? It's the same thing. So in this case, if the dog does not like any type of food-based reward, we have to try to use a toy. If the dog's not really toy motivated, training's very difficult. Then it usually has to be based on compulsion because there's nothing left. If the dog desires nothing, it's very difficult. Okay. She made one little note we want to kind of add here. Just because your dog will leave food alone does not mean it's going to leave your cat alone. It does not mean it's going to, leave the mailman alone when he comes to your door. Okay. Horse's tail. Okay. Hopefully you're going to be able to build up to that, and the dog will be able to do it. But at this stage, don't ask too much too soon. Okay.
Catting was out of desperation. I'll admit it was like it was gonna go down. I was like, leave it. Might as well kill it.
Pickles, exactly. So I'm gonna kind of expand. Do you see kind of what we were doing with this young lady's dog here a little bit ago? The dog, every time a dog came in, it was reactive. It's not necessarily aggression. It's really hard to define the difference between aggression and reactiveness. A lot of times the dog will be reactive because either they're nervous about another dog, which is usually probably 90% of the situation. The dog is just completely nervous and they say, I'm going to make myself look bigger and sound bigger than you are because I really don't know how to communicate with you. However, reactiveness can turn into aggression. So what we were doing is we were giving the dog an opportunity. The dog was focusing on a dog. We said leave it. If the dog did not redirect, there's a consequence to that leave it. Yes, you're going to be able to reach a point with your dog where if you're walking your dog down the street and your dog sees a cat and you say leave it and the dog says, up yours, you're going to be able to do whatever you need to do. And the dog says, oh crud, I know why I got checked. I got checked because I did not leave it alone when I knew I was supposed to. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so tonight we're going to work on two different things. We worked on come last week too, right? The recall.
Yes.
Okay. Were you guys able to do?
Rubber band.
Kind of, yes. Were you guys able to do that? Do we need to go over that again? Yes.
She does great at home, but we went to a dog park this weekend and everything just went out the door.
So.
Food, she's off the leash. Food. She had food, but everything.
Can I use you as a little example here for a minute, not to throw you under the bus? How old is your little girl?
She's 3.
Your oldest one is 3?
My youngest is 3.
Oh, your oldest one.
7.
Okay. Would you take your 7-year-old to, let's say, the fair and set her free with $100? Okay. So, and I should have added that, and expect her to call you every 10 minutes and check in. Kind of not. So, if you know me, I'm not a very big dog park fan. In fact, it's one of the worst things, and please don't take this personally, okay? It's one of the worst things we can do to dogs for a couple different reasons. One, it untrains the dog faster than we can train them, because what happens is we're putting him in an environment where there's so much going on. It's kind of like taking his daughter to the park or to the fair and setting her free. There's just so much stimulant, most likely dad's going to be a fart in the wind until the daughter needs something or until she gets tired, right? Same thing with the dog. So there's so many stimulants. Plus, it's time to leave. You try to call her. I guarantee she hears you. She says, nope, I'd rather go play with the other dogs. So the more you call her, what happens? You're teaching her that you have no control over. Then what happens is you have to go get her. Now you have to go get her. Now what happens? Now she realizes, oh, crud, I need to stay away from dad. So it really takes away from your obedience. The other problem with it is not every dog that goes to the dog park probably should be there. One, because either they don't have the temperament to really be around that many dogs, so it sets your dog up mentally also. Let's say this, and I've seen this a number of times. Let's say this young lady takes her puppy to the dog park and playing, and all of a sudden a big dog comes in and the dog has a bad experience. Voila, this dog, in my opinion, is basically kind of ruined for life, because now the dog fears every dog is around because I had a bad experience with it. I am super retentive when it comes to my puppy. When I'm in public, if I see a dog a mile away, I'm out of there. I just don't trust many people with dogs, because I don't want to take a chance of somebody's puppy coming up to mine and ruining my $3,000 dog. So it's really important. Plus, there's a lot of diseases. You can imagine you have a small area that hundreds of dogs in a week, they're urinating, they're defecating, they're bringing in outside parasites, diseases. I mean, it's just, I'd really encourage you not to. However, a lot of people say, well, I want to bring my dog to the dog park because it's a good way for them to exercise, and I want to get that energy out. You're right. Holy cow, if I let my dog play with another dog, within 5 minutes, man, they're sleeping for a week. However, there's other ways we can do it. A game of chuck it with a dog on a hill, man, wears the dog out very quickly. Us three, we build what's called flirt poles, where we take a horse lunging whip, we'll tie a toy to the end of one of these lunging whips, and we'll get the dog to chase in a big circle.
That thing is awesome.
Our dogs go nuts over it, and we take a lunge whip, and we tie it to basically just think of a long fishing pole, and the dog chases it. It wears the dog out within minutes. So there's other ways to tire your dog out without bringing it to the dog park. Okay, so I'd really probably encourage you to kind of maybe think outside the box. And if you're saying, hey, you know what, it's okay for my dog, I really want to do it, that's perfectly fine. But I'd make sure that she will come to you under any distraction before you put her back in that situation.
At home, that's what she's like.
Of course.
There's no distraction, and then the second there is one, and it's hard to find that situation where there's enough distraction that it simply tests her, as opposed to just, I don't exist.
You know, these are really good things that you bring up. So one of the things that we do is we try to control our environment. So let's say I'm working on distraction with my puppy. I'll have one person bring their dog out, and I'll have them put the dog in a down 100 feet away, and I'll just work with my dog. Maybe I'll do that for maybe a month. I'll just work on my dog coming back to me with the dog that far away, and then maybe I'll have them walk the dog around, and then I'll have them maybe get 50 feet close, and then 20 feet close, and then once my dog's immune to that, then I'll work it with it where they're playing with their dog, and then we kind of slowly build up to it. So you can create environments where your dog is being proofed on coming to you. One of the things I would do with your girls, have them run around in the yard, like have them run back and forth, screaming, yelling, having fun, and work on her coming to you. Because if she can come to you when your daughters are running around being crazy, yeah, most likely she's going to come to you when there's one dog running around being crazy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, really good question. Okay, so tonight we're going to work on staying and jumping up. So we're gonna approach jumping up first. It usually seems to be a little bit more of a difficulty thing than staying. But who has a problem with the dog jumping up on people? Okay, pretty much everybody except for this big guy.
Different dogs.
Different.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what we do, you can apply to any dog. So what if I told you taught the dog how to do this? Okay. How did you teach the dog how to do this? That's one thing, okay.
Everybody else pets my dog when she jumps.
Yes, that's a problem. When this dog was cute, I helped Odie find this dog. When this dog was 8 weeks old, man, it was cute. I worked with Odie when it's about 14 weeks, and oh man, I let it jump all over me. I even told her, hey, I'm teaching her bad habits. Okay, so what happens is we walk in the door. There's a cute puppy. The puppy runs, jumps on us. It only takes once. It only takes once. Ask yourself this: if you could walk up and knock on your front door, and next day you received $1,000 in the mail, would you do it again? Exactly. Would you ever leave your door alone? No, probably not. Okay, so that's basically your dog's philosophy. Your dog has learned, hey, basically you're a cash machine for petting. And attention, if I jump on you when you come in the door, guess what? So we have to reteach the way the dog is thinking. We have to program the dog to say, okay, there's more success in not jumping up than there is in jumping up, okay? I'm actually gonna ask if I can use this young lady first. The reason being is, most likely her puppy is going to jump on her more than your guys's. Would you like to be a puppy holder, young ladies? Okay. Okay, so you got your baby bag with you? No. All right. Don't be sorry. Okay, go wait for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna do a little test here. I've done this before, and the puppy never jumped on the owner. So do me a favor, put your hands behind your back, just like they are. Walk right up to your puppy, and let's see if he jumps on you. Just walk right up to him. Walk right up to him. Bloody hell. Okay, go away. Let's do it again. I want you to talk to her while you're walking up. Okay. Okay, walk up.
Hi, Donos. Hi, Donos. What's it doing, putties? What's a putty nose doing? What's a putty?
Okay, good. The dog jumped up on her. Okay, go away.
Okay.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to walk up this time. When you get almost to that point where the puppy's going to jump up, I want you to kneel down and feed him.
Kneel down.
And then walk away. Okay, walk up and kneel down, feed. Good, you don't have to feed that low, just feed right at his nose. Okay, good. Turn around and walk away. I want you to do this 10 times.
So if you had a dog living in your house that was a younger, and you didn't have anyone to hold dogs, would you like to put them on a long leash and like put them on the
No, just tie him to your door.
post or something?
No, just, yeah, tie him to your door handle, and then you can do this yourself.
Okay.
The idea is, she's not doing anything besides holding it. Yeah. Nope.
Did you say anything?
Nope. Do you notice she's not telling the dog anything? Yeah, she's not saying anything to the dog. Oh, you done?
This might be 10.
No, you 3 more.
3 more? Okay.
Yep.
You did a little hop that time. I think it was too close.
But I'm missing one step, and I got ahead of myself. Do me a favor. When you walk up to him, I want you to talk to him. Talk to him the whole time. Yep.
Hi, Nonies. This is the Nonies. Nonos. Hi,
And kneel.
buddies.
Feed. Good. And feed. Good. Walk away. Good. Talk and feed.
Nonos. He's a good boy. He's a no-no. He's a good boy.
Good job.
There it was.
Okay, 2 more. I want you to clap while you walk up.
Oh, Mr. Nonos. Mr. Nonos. Mr. Nonos.
What's his name?
Garb. But puppy no-nos because I'm always saying no. And actually, it's putty because he's always muddy.
Very interesting. All right.
So it's putty no-nos.
Now, what happens if he craps in the house? Is he poopy, 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 or shitty, shitty, shitty?
Shitting on me.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's my own fault. And in fact, we
Go away,
had
kid.
an episode with-
Okay, now,
Is that 10 or?
go away. Okay, now, put your hands behind your back. Walk right up to him, talking to him.
No food?
No food. Don't kneel down either.
Puppy no-nos. Mr. No-nos. Mr. No-nos.
And feed him. Good job.
Take it.
Okay, go away again.
Take it.
Do me a favor. I want you to walk straight up to him. You're walking to the side.
Oh, am I?
It's okay. Walk straight up to him. Hands behind your back this time. And I want you to say kitty, kitty, kitty. Wait.
Oh, he went for the bait. What do I do?
Okay, walk away again.
Okay. No,
There's a reason why I'm having you do this again. Actually, I want the dog to fail. He hasn't failed yet, though. Okay, walk up to him again. A little quicker. Walk right up to him. Stop. Stop. Okay, feed him. Okay, good job. Take your dog. So, the dog did really well. I was really hoping the dog would jump up on her. Here's the reason. If we did 10 kneeling down and feeds, the 11th time she walked up and the dog jumped on her and did not get any success. What did the dog just learn?
I can fail.
Nope, there's no success in jumping up. But there's a reward if I don't jump up. Odie, I'm gonna have you do this. Are you ready? Yeah, we're gonna do it. Can you put him on his flat collar?
On his flat?
Yes, his other collar, his non-pinch collar.
Yeah.
Okay, go away. Okay, put your hands behind your back. Walk right up to him. Don't kneel down and feed. Let's just see what happens when you walk up to him.
Do I say anything to him?
You can talk to him. I don't care. I just want to see if he'll jump up on you. Stop. He didn't jump up on you either.
Well, he will. He will.
Okay, try it again. Don't feed him. No, don't feed him.
I need to be more excited.
Be more animated.
I haven't seen you in months. What do you think?
Okay, walk away. Now when you act like, we'll just act like you jumped all over you.
Yeah. Okay. Come on.
Walk up and kneel and feed. You don't have to kneel all the way down. You just bend. There you go. Good. Walk away again. Your hot dogs are kind of big. Those are.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
It's okay.
Ah.
Okay, walk up and feed low.
Huh?
Feed low. There you go. You don't have to bend. There you go.
He,
Okay, Diane, I don't want you to go forward. You keep going forward.
he,
Okay.
the thing is at home, and worship. Everybody now, these kids make back. Come
So he jumps on other people worse?
on. Wait.
Okay, well, hold on. Do you mind being a victim? Can you?
I are other people.
You're kind of big, I guess. Sorry. There you go. Okay. Yeah, and
Well, let's find out.
I know. I love you too. But she's gonna taste it.
Here, come take the leash. You hold the dog. Okay.
Okay. Straight.
Yeah, let's see if he'll jump on you.
Hey, puppy, what's up, Cobra Baby? Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right. Okay, don't let him go forward anymore. You just stay right there. Okay, walk up.
You want him right here, right?
Right there. Yep, walk.
Hey, buddy, Cobra, come here.
Good. Give him a little bit more leash. There you go, right there. If you can't hold him, just you good. Okay.
This is good puppy. Cooper's not gonna puppy.
Good.
Let's see if that's what he does to people.
It's okay. We'll keep watching. Keep watching.
Wait, come on. Yeah.
But do me a favor. Don't drop it this time. Just hand it to him low. Yeah, just hand it to him low. Good. Odie, don't check him. Don't do anything. You're just be a tree. You're a tree.
Oh, yeah, okay. Three.
Puppy. Oh.
Yep, 3 more times.
Thank you.
Hey, puppy. What's here? Yes.
We should do this at home. So hard.
What's over here?
Good. One more time. Okay, after this time, we're going to test.
Puppy, what do I got? Yeah.
Good. Stay there. Just don't move it. Okay. Put your hands behind your back. Walk right up to him. Talk to him just like normal.
Hey, puppy.
Okay, wait. Okay, walk away again.
Cooper, pay attention.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
Okay, walk away. Good. Turn around. Walk right up. Right now.
Hey, pay attention.
Okay, hands behind your back. Walk right up to him this time.
On a tree still, right?
Okay. Stay there. Wait. Hold on. Feed. Good job. Feed again. Up again.
Hey, puppy.
Oh, feed. Good job. Yeah, sure. Good. Walk up again. Hands behind your back. Wait. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Puppy. Here's a good puppy.
Good.
Yes.
Christine, will we put him back on his pinch, please? Put him back on the pinch, please. All right. You want to try this? All right. Do you want to be a dog holder again? Okay.
It sounds like I need to train her less and train other people more.
We'll talk about that in a minute. It's okay. Yeah, exactly. Here, put your food down right there. There. Take a handful out. Put your hands behind your back. Walk right up to her. Let's see if you can get her to jump on me.
She knows better with me.
Let's find out. Walk, talking to her. Okay, good job. Good. Walk away. All right, so the dog will jump on you. Okay, walk right up to her, talking to her. Then when you get close to her, kneel down and feed her. And kneel. Feed. Good job. Walk away again. Let's see you do this 6 times. You know, if you put a cup on her rear, I think she could blend drinks. Good, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Maybe that could be a new invention I come up with. The margarita tail wagger. Exactly. Here you. Yeah. Good. 2 more times. Do me a favor. Clap when you walk up to her this time. Oh, she likes that. Good. Okay, 1 more time, clapping. And then we'll test it. Good, okay. Reload. Put your hands behind your back, walk right up to her, talking to her, and stand in front of her. Don't feed her. Let's see if she does. If she jumps on you, don't do anything.
Good girl, Indy. Good doggy. Good doggy.
Okay, walk away. Okay, we're going to do that again. I don't want to accept the foot thing. Okay, walk right up.
Good girl. Good doggy.
Okay, stop.
Good doggy.
And feed. Good job. Feed her another one. Feed her another one. Good. Feed her another one. Okay, now go away. Okay, now we go back to bending over. So bend over 3 times and feed her.
Hi, Indy. Good girl. Good girl.
Good.
Good girl, Indy.
Good. 1 more time. Good. Okay, put your hands behind your back. Walk up to her. Nicely done. Feed her. Good job. All right, take your dog. You did really good. Okay, so I'm going to go over quickly what we did here. Diane, stay there for a minute. Face that way. Okay, so I'm going to be Diane's dog. Stay there, please, Diane. Oh, good one. Okay, so what happened is, Diane's gonna be dog. I came up to Diane, she jumped on me, okay? Okay, she got nothing from it. Okay, then for 10 times, I came up to Diane. When I got to the point where almost I'm gonna jump on her, she kneeled down and she fed me. And we did that 10 times. The 11th time, okay, I come up to her. Actually, she came up to me, but I jump on her and nothing happened. So then I start to think, wait a minute, when I jump on you, nothing happens, but when I don't jump on you, I get a reward. So then we did it again. This time, came up to her, I didn't jump on her, and she threw me a party. Okay? So the dog is basically, we're teaching the dog simple mathematics. If 10 times you don't jump up, but 1 time you do jump up, and there's no reward, what do you think the dog's going to choose not to do? Thank you, Dad. You did really good. Yeah, the dog's going to choose not to jump. And we're not having to tell the dog any command, right? We're not telling the dog no. We're not telling the dog off. We're not telling the dog, there's no success. I heard a trainer one time say this, I didn't come up with this, that if every time you walk into your house, if you walk to your front window, you stare out your front window, and you describe everything outside for at least 10 minutes, after 2 weeks, your dog would never jump on you again. Okay? Ask yourself this. If for a week, 2 weeks, you came home and your partner at home did not acknowledge you, did not hug you, did not acknowledge you, did not say hello, After 2 weeks, what would you probably do? And if I was married, I'd be buying her flowers, right? I'd be buying her flowers, buying her chocolates, trying to take, figure out whatever the hell I did wrong, right? Okay. So the same thing. The problem is, like this young man basically stated, what happens is other people train our dogs faster than we can train them. You know what I do when people come to my house? Either two things. One, I tell them the dog's going to jump on you, and you got to accept it. Probably this is why I don't have too many people coming to my house. Or two, I put the dog up. Okay? Why? Because other people are not going to know what I'm doing with my dog. They're not going to know to ignore the dog. They're not going to know to not acknowledge the jumping up. What are they going to do? Most likely, because my dogs are big, they're going to try to push them down. But even pushing the dog down, the dog gets success. Do you know why? Yep, exactly. The hands come down. The dog learns, hey, even if you tell the dog, no, don't do that. Then what the dog just get? I got your attention. I love you, Dad. Okay, same concept. The dog still gets your attention. Does this make sense? So you do have to train other people to do this. So the more people that you can set up with your dog, the better. If you have somebody coming over and they're willing to help you, train them what to do. Ask them, hey, help me out, do this. I know if you offer your buddy a beer, or if you offer somebody a beer, hey, will you help me for a couple minutes? I'm sure they'll be glad to help you. If not, I like Hefeweizen. Invite me over. No, just joking. But you can find ways to do this. Like this young lady says, you can actually back tie your dog up, and you can do this with your own dog. But the difficulty is the dog learns to do it only with you for a while. You do have to try to use other people eventually and set the dog up. Make sense? Any questions on this? Oh, of course, as men.
They just want, and that they engage it to do it worse.
Well, yeah, as men, we don't care if the dog jumps on us. We're manly. We want to show our testosterone and let the big German Shepherd. Okay, but the problem is it does untrain the dog. When I'm in public, a lot of times people say, "Oh, can I pet your dog?" No. And if they'll say, "Oh, it's working," sure, not really working, but the reason being is it's not their fault. I just don't want them to inadvertently teach my dog a behavior. It's going to take me 6 months to untrain.
Now, when there's people out on our lawn and the kids are running around playing,
Uh-huh.
flies through the air and grabs the ball.
So that's something
That can tear you or hurt you.
I totally understand. So there's a difference between. No. I hate to say it. So there's a difference between the dog just running and jumping up on people and the dog getting exuberant when there is something moving quickly. If something's moving quickly, it initiates prey drive. Prey drive, the dog says, I want to chase. At that point, it's really not, oh, I want to jump up on you to get your attention. It's, hey, there's something fun to chase, and I want to go chase it. This is really where leave it would come into place. You'd really want to work on your leave it. So what I would do is I'd set the dog up, have the dog on leash. Don't take the dog out when there's 10 kids playing and say, okay, I'm going to work on leave it. Have one child run by, work on the dog leaving. If the dog leaves the one child alone for a couple weeks, then add 2 children, then 3 children, and then, basically you're slowly implementing the parameters. Somebody's car alarm? Oh, that's my Ferrari. Okay. Any questions on the jumping up before we move on? Yes.
Every morning when she comes out of her room to go outside, first thing she does is put her paws up on the counter and look around. She goes outside, goes potty, she's real good, she comes back in, she puts her paws up on the counter and looks around.
Okay, so
Keep her from that.
that's actually a really good question. So, how do I explain this? Do you remember what I talked about last week? If you want to teach your dog to stop barking, what do we do? Teach them to bark, right? So if I want to teach my dog to stay off of things, what do I first teach my dog? Jump up. So these tables are really nice. This is one of the reasons why I have these tables in here. We'll teach the dog to jump up, and then we'll teach the dog to off command. So find something at home that your dog can jump on. Take food, lure her up, and say up. When she gets up there, feed her. Then take a piece of food, drop it off it, and say off. Up, off, up, off, up, off. Then, when she goes to put her feet on the counter, you can say off, and she says, oh, that's what Mom means.
She knows what off is, but she doesn't always obey it.
That's a hard thing. So now she's running into a point where the dog is learning, who cares what mom says? I'm going to do it anyways. So at this point, mom has to ask herself two different questions. One, has she taught the behavior properly? Does the dog firmly understand not to jump up? If there's a gray area, if mom doesn't think, then she may need to go back and reteach it. If the dog is still making a choice to do it, then mom can say, okay, now I can implement a consequence. Whatever your consequence may be. I'll give you an example. One of my adult dog loves to come into the kitchen and beg for food. Now, raise your hand if your dog likes to eat. Okay. Raise your hand if your dog really likes to eat. Okay, take your dog and times it by 10, and then you'll have one of my dogs. And I mean this. Let me explain this to you. When you put his food down, he profusely drools. I mean, there's tons of drool that comes out, and his body physically shakes. He just sits there and shakes. It had nothing to do with that. It's his food, genetically, his food drive is so high that he just sits here and shakes for it, okay? I feed him raw meat, which really helps, but he physically shakes. So when there's food in the kitchen, I tell him out of the kitchen. He knows out of the kitchen. He doesn't. You know what I have somebody do? Pick up a pill bottle and peg him with a pill bottle. Now, does the pill bottle hurt the dog? Nope. But it shocks the dog. He says, screw that. Now they can reach me even though they're 5 feet away from me.
So you throw it at it?
Throw it at it. I peg him with it. Okay. And now you guys, I don't want you to go tell your neighbors, oh my gosh, I learned in dog training school today that I should throw things at my dog. But the reason why this works is, one, the dog already understands the behavior. The dog knows to stay out of the kitchen. Why? Because I taught him out of the kitchen. I toss a piece of food out of the kitchen, say out of the kitchen, he'd go get it. And I've taught there in my kitchen I have rock down and then there's hardwood. So he knows the difference between the rock and the hardwood. Obviously he knows. I'd lived in an apartment with him, he knew the difference between carpet and linoleum. So it wasn't like he didn't know where the boundary was. Obviously he knew where the boundary was. And so then by me reinforcing it, he knows, okay, crap, I need to do what Dad says. Why? Because I taught him the behavior first. I've set mouse traps on the table. Why? Because the dog gets up there and steals food after I told him to leave it. He learned a consequence on his own. The mouse trap is not going to hurt my dog. Okay? I'm not saying go home, throw things, and set mouse traps up for your dog. I'm just saying this is what I do. So you have to ask yourself, is there a consequence to my dog not doing this?
I did put on a little shock collar on her,
Okay?
and when she jumped up, I zap her,
Okay.
and she got really used to that. So she got used to it to the point that all I have to do is pick up the remote, even if she didn't have the collar on. I show her that remote and tell her off. She's like, oh, come on.
So electric collars.
But she's kind of like,
Gotcha. It's all about following. So electric collar is a really great tool. It's all how you use it. I don't want to really get into that because that's a whole nother different topic. But I am a pro electric collar. But like I tell people, I can take a feather and poke my dog in the eye with it and hurt it as much as I can if I take a cattle prod to my dog. Okay? I'm not saying I take a cattle prod to my dog. But it's not the piece of equipment you use, it's how you use it. So if you use electric collar, great. Just learn how to use it correctly. Okay, any questions on the jumping up before we move on? Okay, so now I'm going to really confuse you. We're going to work on stay. I don't believe in the word stay. Kind of confusing, huh? Ask yourself this: what is the first thing that we learn in class besides engagement, besides sit or down? We learned 4 things in the beginning of class. What's the last thing I didn't mention? Nope. It starts with the F. You got it. Release, right? So, I wish his girls were in the class because I really like when kids are in my class. Do you ever put your oldest girl in timeout? Okay. Does she get to choose how long timeout is?
Sometimes.
But most of the time, most of the time you choose, right?
Yeah.
And she knows to stay there. She knows to stay there until you tell her it's okay to get up, right? Okay, so this is why I personally don't believe in the word stay. If I tell my dog to sit, I expect my dog to sit there. Why? Because I didn't tell my dog it's okay to get up yet, right? If he puts his daughter on the couch for being bad, his daughter knows I need to stay here until Dad releases me. Every 5 seconds, does he have to tell his daughter to stay? Stay there. Stay there. Nope, stay there. Okay. So if you want to use the word stay, that's fine. But your dog doesn't need it. And not using it helps your dog in two different ways. One, your dog is learning how to follow through with everything you tell them. In other words, they're going to say, okay, if Dad tells me to down, I need to down here. If Dad tells me to sit here, I need to sit here. If Dad tells me to come, I need to come. Not, okay, Dad's going to tell me 10 times, and he's got 10 other words for the same behavior. Down is down, sit is sit. Sit means sit. Does that make sense? Yeah. However, if it helps you, then you go ahead and use it all you want. Okay? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with your dog's going to sit. I'm going to use my friend Christina here. Come on down, Vanna White. Christina's got a drinking problem.
Randy tonight, baby.
Okay, right.
She's drinking, there's no problem.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to be Christina's dog because I sit really well. Here's what you're going to do in a minute. You're going to ask your dog to sit.
Sit.
Okay, you're going to take one step back. You're going to take one step forward. You're going to feed your dog, and you're going to free your dog.
Free.
Good. Okay, jump back and free. Make it free.
Free.
All right, good job. Okay, and then you're going to do this again. Okay, you're going to ask for sit.
Sit.
Okay, you're going to take a step back, step forward, feed, and then you're going to do a sit.
Free.
Good. Now she's going to do this 3 or 4 times.
Sit.
Okay, feed, sit again.
Free.
No, don't do
No,
free.
not
Do
doing any more
do
frees?
no.
I
this.
like that part.
Step back 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
Okay, sit
Sit.
and feed. Sit again
Sit.
and feed.
Sit.
And now she's going to release.
Free.
Okay, so we're going to start with 1 step. Because if you can't get 1 step away from your dog, do you think you're going to be able to get 10 steps away from your dog? Nope. And here's what your brain is going to do. I don't know why walking people's brains are this way, but I'm going to tell you to take 1 step, and this is what you're going to do. Now, what's the distance between her and I now? It's doubled. Okay, but if she takes 1 step, now what's the difference?
Yeah.
So we'll do 1 step. Hopefully tonight you can do 3 or 4 steps, but start with 1 step. Don't try to take 2 steps until your dog is ready. Does that make sense?
What about leash?
Keep your dog on leash, yes.
Yeah, but if I'm holding the leash, I'm worried it's going to be confusing, like I'm walking away with the leash.
That's a really good point. Yeah, so keep your leash slack. Okay, don't pull on the leash, because the moment you pull on the leash, the dog's most likely going to follow you. Okay, let's see you guys try it. So go ahead and stand up. Let's see if you get 1 or 2 steps, and then we'll go on. Yeah, just start with 1 step. Gotcha. Nicely done. Good job.
We sit back and then free.
No, step forward. Feed. Good, and jump back and free.
Free.
Good job. All right, try it again. Okay, move a little bit slower. He's a puppy. That's good. Step forward. Ah, you lingered back,
You know what? His leash is around his finger.
and you did it too slow.
Did I? Okay.
Okay.
You ready? Sit.
Good. Step forward. Not. Okay. Don't move the food. Don't move your hands.
Leave the food.
Try it again. Stop. Step forward. And feed him. Good. Throw him a party. Good job.
Get a good party. There we go. Good buddy.
Nicely done. Good job.
All right. Sit.
Good job.
Sit.
Hey, if that's fine. I mean, however, remember, at the end of the day, this is your guys' dog. I just want you to have some success with him. So petting him, if that's your key, then do it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Archer. Archer.
That's pretty good. Why do you feed him for that?
Why didn't I?
Yeah.
Because you guys were looking at me.
Okay.
That's not what I was doing.
Odie, I'm not looking at you.
No.
Now do it.
Okay. Is that back, right?
Yeah, don't sit.
Sit.
Good. Walk to him. And feed him.
Good.
That was really good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, keep.
The free part she was having.
So
Oh,
with the free part is like,
you gotta be goofy. Like, watch this. With Cooper, free! Oh, yes! There we go! There we go! See, now he's free.
okay. No. Okay.
Good job. Good job. Nicely done. Way to go. Good job.
She does really good at home. I'll sit her at the end of the counter.
Yeah.
And I'll tell her you sit and you watch. And I just back up to the other end of the counter.
Yeah.
And then I tell her to come, and she comes and she sits right back down, and I give her a goodie.
Wow, good job.
Now,
I definitely have to move slower.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely.
He's very energetic and he wants to follow you.
Yeah, he's energetic. He's hot.
How's he doing?
Good.
Good.
All of a sudden I got all mixed up. Do I tell him to stay? No, I mean
Or
I
sit.
tell him to sit and
Uh-huh.
then I back up.
Yep.
And then I come forward and he does.
Yeah, so you can probably get to the end of your leash. Tell him here. Let's see how far you can go back. Tell him to sit.
Sit.
Take the leash with you and sit. Good. So too far. This time, go only about half your leash. So your goal would be, of course, to get to the end of your leash and further, but you may only get to half your leash tonight.
Sit.
Good. Now walk to him. Excellent job.
I might have to get some gloves.
Can I show you how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna tell you. Put it in your palm of your hand. Push it into his mouth. Just like that. There you go.
Oh, and I'll take my fingers.
Yes.
I thought if I cut him differently and cut
Nope.
it, no, it made it worse.
No,
yeah.
you gotta imagine. Look at his mouth is big, right?
Yeah.
If he sees food coming towards him with
And
your fingers,
and I all smell like beef, so I don't blame him for it.
Gotcha.
I know that's what it is.
okay. So if you talk, okay, feed him. If you check out and talk, then start over again, because
Yeah, 'cause
he does.
he
He
checked
didn't.
out all
Yeah,
the
he didn't know you
time.
told him to sit.
keep that one I draw.
Much smarter than the other two.
Do what?
He's smart. This one. And Jason, I think maybe I'm not smart enough for him.
Oh, stop it,
I mean, he does stuff that
Odie. You are way smarter than he is.
well, there is more.
Odie, does he know how to drive a vehicle?
Yeah,
Could he
does.
ever drive
The
your car?
Gator, he's pretty good with the gator, except that he drives too fast around corners. But I would, I forgot I need to learn to teach him about leave it.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. All right, let's. Nice, good job. Okay, let's take a seating position. Let's sit back down. Okay. I think I saw most everybody. I think we did pretty good. Any questions on that?
It accomplishes a lot.
It does.
Such a simple exercise.
Okay. Any questions on that so far?
That's a good start. That's a good start. A good technique to use.
Okay. So let's talk about down for a minute. So everybody pretty much understands sit, right? Okay. Your goal is hopefully get to your end of your leash, and then from there add further distance. But right now, for the next couple weeks, just work on getting into your leash and back to the dog, and then you can add more distance than that. Okay. So the down is a little bit different. Does she down really well?
She doesn't know the command. She, like, if I do under the leg thing, she does it really well, but she's having a hard time figuring out the command.
Okay.
Pretty good. But I'll take it.
Hold on. Can she take your puppy for a minute? Sure. Do you mind taking our puppy for a minute and be?
This one home.
Okay. Can you handle her? Can you handle her handful of food? The reason I'm having this young lady do it, Odie has a little difficulty getting down low, and this requires the dog or her to get down a little bit low. So let's just see if the puppy can down. I think he's a little further beyond that. I think so. Maybe not. You haven't worked on it? Okay.
But he can definitely.
Okay. I have a better idea. Can you go get Jagger for me? Free. Okay, so instead what she's going to do is she's going to go get her dogs to give you a better demo. So before you really work on the dog staying, you really need to make sure your dog has a firm down. Because if your dog can't down, if you can't stand there and say down, your dog downs, you're not going to get a good stay out of the dog. It really needs to understand to down. If the dog doesn't understand down, how can we expect the dog to stay in down?
And we mean
Okay.
down, plots, lay down on the ground.
It's all the same.
Okay, just making sure we mean the same down.
Lots of, yeah.
Gotcha.
Not down as in jumping up, down as
Gotcha,
in
gotcha.
laying down.
Not house, but gotcha.
Yes. Okay, so one of the key elements, and you'll see this in a minute, when you get your dog to down and you're going to work on stay with your dog downing, is to drop the food between the front feet. Here, stand up for a minute. Look at the height difference between the puppy and her, right? This is why this puppy sits so much. Why? Because the food is always above the dog's head, right? And it causes the butt to go down. Why would the dog's head want to get further away from the food? If there's a cash machine that kept spitting out food or money, would you want to walk away from it? Okay, so if her hands mean that that's where food is, why would the dog want to down and get away from food? So if you drop the food between the front feet, the dog's going to learn, oh, when mom works on being stationary with me, I need to stay in the down because the food is going to appear between my front feet, not I go up to her hands to get the food. Does that kind of make sense? Okay. So in a minute, my friend Christina will show us this little factor here. All right, so let's kind of talk about a little bit while Christina's getting her dog, how we walk around our dog. Because it's no good if you can only walk straight around your dog, right? Or not straight around. If you can only walk straight away from your dog, that's great. But you want to be able to walk anywhere in your house. Walk around the dog. The dog understands if mom's behind me, I need to stay. If mom's in front of me, I need to stay. It doesn't matter what mom's doing. Okay? Okay, so let's act like Christina hasn't taught her dog to stay at all, okay? So we'll watch what Christina's going to do. She's standing in front of her dog. Think about this as your dog. Your dog is in a down. She's going to take one step back. And she's going to take one step forward. She'll drop the food right between the front feet. This is probably the only time I'm going to tell you to drop food for your dog. Okay, and you notice it goes right between the front feet. Okay, down again. Good job. And if you're wondering if this works, Christina took my class like a year ago. She hasn't left me since, but she started with where you guys are at. And her dog was probably about little. He was about Cooper's age, okay? And then she's gonna take 2 steps back. Sorry. Okay, and she walks up, and she drops food, and then she frees the dog.
Free? Yeah.
Good job. Here. Stay out here, please. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so you're basically doing the same thing you did in a sit, but you're dropping the food between the front feet instead of handing it to the dog. Yes, because if right between its front feet is a cash machine, why would the dog want to leave the cash machine? Okay? All right, so now let's talk about, yes?
If they're good at being in the position, can we use the command?
By all means. If your dog knows the command, knows down, then yeah. If you notice, every time she leaves her dog, she says down to the dog. Why? Because a lot of times when the dog gets fed, the dog thinks the behavior is over. So if she's going to leave the dog again, she's reaffirming to the dog, I want you to stay in a down. Yes, technically, because she didn't say free, the dog should stay there. But for you guys, I just really want you to, every time you leave your dog right now, after feeding him, remind them to stay down. Does that make sense? Okay. So watch what Christina's going to do. Christina's going to play a little clock game I came up with. So Jagger, he's at 12 o'clock. Christina's at 6 o'clock. So this is going to teach you to be able to walk around your dog. Okay? Well, Christina's going to step to 7 o'clock. Then she's going to step back to 6 o'clock. She's going to return back to her dog and feed the dog. Good. She's going to tell the dog down. Okay, now she's going to step to 5 o'clock. Step back to 6 o'clock. Return. And free. Good, okay? Now she's going to do that again. Each time she does this, she goes a little bit further and further around the clock. Good, and back to 6 o'clock. And back to the dog. And she feeds. She does not release until she returns back to the dog in front of the dog. We don't want to teach the dog that at any point they think they can get up. The only time they can get up is when mom returns to me and frees me. Does this make sense? So this is really handy. If you put your dog in a down position, like on a bed at home, you have guests over and you're trying to keep the dog in a stationary position, if you always return to the dog and release the dog is going to have more luck staying there, because it's going to like, okay, mom hasn't returned to me and told me free yet. She must want me to stay here. Does that make sense? Okay. So now she keeps going around the clock. So now she gets to the point where the dog has to either stay or get up and follow her because the dog's head doesn't turn. So watch what she's going to do. She's going to act like she's going to drop 5 pieces of food right between the dog's front feet, and she's going to quickly walk around the dog. Okay, the dog's eating. Imagine him eating because she ran out of food. And she returns and she frees. So basically what you're doing is you're dropping a good handful of food, so the dog is being occupied by the food. They still know you're walking around them, but they're getting used to you walking around them. Do what? You got it. Yeah, you're very correct. Okay. Any questions on that? We'd work on that, but a lot of your dogs are still really working on down, and we really can't do it unless they have a good down. Okay.
It's probably a good home exercise to avoid distractions since it's so new.
Yes.
When you're working on the down, going through, like, we use a table.
Yeah, I like table.
Okay, like it. But do you say down, or do you just get them down? And when do you say down?
Okay, so we'll go over this. I know you weren't. I think you weren't here,
No.
but we'll go over it again. So we don't really apply a command to a muscle memory until the dog offers the correct behavior. Okay, so let's say Christina's teaching her dog to down, and when she lures the dog in the down, it keeps his butt up. If she was to tell the dog to down, what would she inadvertently be telling the dog? Yep, that's what I want. Me, I want the dog to down correctly. I want the dog to down quickly, and I want the dog to lay a particular way. If the dog is not laying a particular way, he's not doing it quickly, then I don't put a down command to it. I wait till the dog is offering me the correct behavior before I put a command to it. And I know this is backward thinking. In the old days, what you used to do is you used to make the dog down, you say down. Okay? What did the dog learn? Oh crap, I don't like the word down. When you tell me down, you force me and you're mean to me. Okay? The dog, we teach the muscle memory before we put a command to it. Does that make sense? Okay, we're actually about out of time. Is there any questions or anything? Yes?
We have another behavior. So I just recently got into the house and I have a dog. She's 7. She's very well trained. And he is in love with her and he runs up and puts his mouth over the back of her neck. When she does not like that, and we're trying to get him not to do that.
So this is a really difficult situation, because if this was my situation, they would never be together unsupervised without and on leash.
Okay.
I would just, so that's a hard thing. If that's how he plays, it's very difficult to tell a dog, okay, I'm going to let you play, but don't play that way, because to him, that's no different than you walking up and giving your mom I'm guessing mom, right?
Okay.
Like you walking up and giving somebody a hug, right? That's just how you communicate. If whatever the reason he does it, whether it be because, I don't know the reason why he does it, but whatever the reason, that's the way he communicates. So if you start yelling at him every time he goes do that, he's not going to know necessarily, I'm getting in trouble for putting my mouth on her, I'm just getting in trouble for being by her. Now you create more of a problem. So it's one of those things where maybe you put toys, like get a couple toys, they each have a toy, they interact with each other with toys, something in their mouth. You might just keep them separated, maybe supervise their time together. Let's say you come home, you're going to watch a movie, sit down with them, both of them on the floor, sit there and feed both of them, let them be together, but he's not, trying to overexert himself on her, I don't want to say dominate, it might not even be dominance, but he's not overly excited about her, kind of calms down. Maybe after he calms down a little bit, he won't do that. Instead of necessarily trying to untrain him, you're changing parameters and hoping not to create the problem.
We use the spray bottle, like what
Okay?
and when he put his mouth, I'd squirt it in his mouth, and again, when he shakes his head, but he keeps going back and doing it.
But that's a problem. He's not understanding not to do that. Are you related? Okay, when you were younger, let's say 7 or 8 years old, would your mom spank you first and then ask you to go clean your room? Okay, so she asks you to clean your room, and then if you didn't, there's a consequence, right? So right now what you're doing is you're correcting the dog, and the dog has no idea why. That's like spanking her first when she is little, and then telling her to do something. So you almost have to teach the behavior before you add the negative enforcement, because the dog doesn't understand what it's getting sprayed for. It's just getting sprayed for whatever it thinks it's getting sprayed for. So, and that's a hard situation. It's a hard situation, and there may not be a fix to it. They may have to not be together. You may have to rotate them out, where one dog is in a crate, the other dog's out, and then you rotate them. Maybe how long have they been together?
Well, I've only been here for a few days. I just got here from Texas.
Maybe
I'm
after.
gonna be here for 2 months probably because she has to have surgery on her knee.
Maybe after a little while, the excitement of the new dog there will subside, but it's.
So it's just maybe he's excited. Well, he's in love with her. He licks her. He wants her. He wants to lay. He's in love with her, and she is not in love with him.
I've been in many relationships like that. I know how that is. And chocolates and flowers don't work. I'm just joking. But if you're only going to be there for 2 months, I would keep them separated as much as I can. Take them for walks together. If he goes for it, just calmly say, leave it. Redirect him, and kind of maybe that'll subside. Maybe just the excitement of the new dog there is too much, and he just needs to get some time. It's kind of like a relationship. Your first 8 months are great, then after 8 months, it's like, things kind of,
She already let him know. You think he'd figure it out, but he doesn't.
We're men. We never get it figured out. Okay, any other questions? Okay, you guys did really good. I appreciate you being here. Next week is our last week together, which is graduation night. Next week we're going to work on walking on a leash and healing, and then that'll be good. So I'll see you guys in a week. You're welcome.